Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we help you find the guru inside of you. You got that right. You got your mini God. Because love makes the world go round and round. And if nobody has told you today that they love you, let me be the first. This is about going 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And more importantly, you know what? This is what I want you to do. If no one has told you that they love you, my question is, have you told somebody today that you love them? We get in life what we ask for in life. So if you give love or say, I love you to someone else, someone is definitely going to say, I love you too. Because what? Love always wins. Hey everybody, so good to see you, beautiful and handsome. Do me a favor. I want you to like, I want you to comment, I want you to subscribe and hit that notification button. Ding, 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 ding. And I do answer my comments. And thanks so much for everyone who has asked questions, have left comments, and we've interacted, and people are getting on the road to basically nirvana right here on earth, and I'm happy to be a part of that. Hey, listen, it's Elan Bomani, and what we're going to talk about today, the blessing in the lesson. I'm going to say it again. The blessing in the lesson. Turn that tragedy into a triumph, or turn that lemon into lemonade. And I'm going to show you how it works. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I can remember when I was doing a speaking engagement in Florida. Man, it's been a while. Maybe, oh my goodness, has it been like close to 10 years ago? No, it wasn't that long. Maybe about 8 or 9 years ago. But I remember while I was there, a question was asked of me if I regret anything that I've done in the past, if I had any regrets, to make a long story short. And I can remember as they were saying it to me that no, I didn't have any regrets, because all of my experiences got me here. And at the time where I was at, and even now, my life was absolutely phenomenal. Had 2 healthy baby boys. I was traveling the world, doing speaking engagements, had amassed, over $1 million+ net worth, was just really living large in so many words. But more importantly, I was at peace and I was happy, because that's my true determinator of living a happy and successful life, that I live a peaceful life. That was my dream, and that was my ultimate goal. I didn't want a house on a hill. I didn't want to travel around the world. I didn't want to drive, the luxury cars and all that kind of stuff. Though I did, that was not my priority. And one of the key things, the reason why I bring this to you, because a lot of times people think when so-called something negative happens to us, that it's a bad thing. And I say so-called negative because it really was a blessing. For example, I would not have become a millionaire if I didn't go through a homeless experience with my little bouncing baby boy. That experience of homelessness, here we go again, changed that tragedy into a triumph. Got me on the road to becoming a millionaire. They say out of necessity comes ingenuity. And more importantly, to be very honest with you, it really got me closer to God. I really got a chance to act out and practice the diva within inside of me, the goddess within inside of me. I really communed with God, and I saw the magic nature of God talking to me and telling me that that was my house, talking me and telling me to, invest in real estate. Talking and telling me, when my FICO score was at a 580 the last time I looked at it, and I got my fingers crossed behind my back as I watched the mortgage lender tell me over across the desk that I had a 701 FICO score, just the exact number I needed in order to qualify for a 100% finance loan. Now, the universe had to be with me, because keep in mind, remember, I started out my wealth journey as a homeless mom with just $36 in my checking account. That's no lie, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna tell you again. I had $36 in my checking account. So you can imagine, when the universe was telling me that was my house, my first thought was, how am I gonna pay for it, God? Where am I gonna get, I didn't even know how to be a real estate investor. I had no education, no background. But that's when you have trust and you have faith. And when something happens to you, I want you to focus primarily. What's the blessing? You see, that's what I did. Instead of having a pity party, instead of playing the victim blame shame game, instead of pointing the finger at other people for the reason that I was in the predicament that I was in, I focused all my energies on being positive, of being focused, of having great expectations that the greatest and best outcome of every situation that I was in was going to be fruitful. And the consolation prize was God kept talking to me, little instances, serendipitous moments and things of that nature. I knew, okay, Elon, I got confirmation from the universe, confirmation from God. Okay, you can go a step further, So this is what I want you to do. When so-called tragedy happens, never, ever, ever get upset. Never, ever cry. Never, ever. Yeah, I'm going to say that too. Never, ever. You know why? Because you're blocking your blessings. You're not allowing the energy to go. If he leaves, say thank you. Don't you go run after him. Because the universe says one door closes, what's the deal? Another door is going to open up for you. But if you keep looking back at that door, that toxic relationship with that man, you're going to miss out on your blessing of your Prince Charming or your king walking right by you because you're looking in the opposite direction, giving all your energy to a source that doesn't deserve it and is not worthy of it. So immediately when those things happen to you, immediately shift, get quiet, and ask. That's what you do. Okay, God, I know there's a blessing out of this. There's a silver lining out of this situation that I'm in right now. What is it? Guide me, and you tell me what to do. And then what I want you to do is, I want you to get quiet. I want you to listen. I want you to pay attention. Because sometimes, and it happened for me, sometimes the answer is going to come through a jingle. You hear it on the radio. Or it'll come through a commercial. Or it'll come through somebody saying something to you. I can remember when I was starting a new business, and I can remember that Spirit had told me to go into the store, that I was going to find these particular items. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know what the items were. Okay, but I listened. I went in the store because I was in this new business that I was doing. We bought low and we sold high. And, so I just walked in there, whatever it was, and lo and behold, we found deals where I bought things for $5, $10, $15 and sold them on Amazon for, $30, $40, $50, $100, just awesome things. And the beautiful thing about it is sometimes it's going to come through another source. Like my young little boy, River now, and he was real little, and we were doing this business. I never forget, we walked into, a store, and he found these Njagas or whatever the case may be, and they were literally in a trash bag. And I'm like, what is this mess? Some little toy. And then my son got excited. He's like, Mommy, it's Njaga. I'm like, what is Njaga? And make a long story short, we literally got these toys for like $1 a piece. And we sold them on Amazon for like $20 or $30. I mean, it just really transitioned our business to the point where, because I paid attention and I listened, you're going to have, most people say, don't listen to children. Are you kidding me? That's where you get your ego out of the way, because you never know, like I said, where your blessing or the source of the information is coming from. And I can remember, going from my kids, they knew about toys. So, hey, kids, coming in, if anybody knows about toys, children know about it. And from that experience, we found the #1 toy on Amazon, got a chance to connect with the company, sold the product online. And that year, starting with I think we started with a credit card for $250. We sold $300,000 worth of products on Amazon as a complete newbie. And I'm telling you right now, it's because we listened, we paid attention, we heard something on the radio talk about this toy. You know, my son said immediately, and just as he was saying it to me, you know, my thought was, okay, let me pay attention. And out of his mouth was like, Mom, shh, let's pay attention to this. And you know, you get this little feeling inside. You know, we know they get that little feeling inside when you meet the man of your dreams, or you get the feeling inside like I did when I saw my first home and I got that feeling that that was my house. We've always got that intuitive feeling when that's it, that's the one, that's the deal, that's the opportunity, you know. So keep in mind, pay attention, and don't always think about, be positive. Always put that positive high vibrational frequency on that so-called tragedy. For example, another so-called tragedy. My mother had developed leukemia, cancer. The doctors had given her 6 months to live if she didn't come in for chemotherapy and radiation. Oh, no. My mother wasn't going to have it. She basically went back to her Native American and her African roots of healing, and we did Asian healing strategies and techniques in Mexico, and we got with the shamans, and we did in and out all these healing strategies. And in the midst of her so-called tragedy, she was a successful cosmetologist, but she couldn't do that anymore with chemicals that were carcinogens. She found another career and occupation. So she became a naturopathic doctor, and now she is in the business and has healed a lot of people of all major, well, she educated a lot of people how to heal themselves. Because remember, in the United States, we don't cure anything. But she helped a lot of people heal from a lot of major, diseases and the like. And she found her new purpose and her new career. Remember, the universe doesn't give us just one purpose. But see, out of the tragedy, how she took that situation and she made the best outcome. And now not only did she heal and cure herself, but now she's able to help other people do the same. And lo and behold, I watched what she did and followed in the footsteps, and I was blessed with that opportunity. You see, God is always giving us blessings, but as long as we see them as curse, ladies and gentlemen, we miss our blessings. So the next time something so-called tragic happens to you, get excited, okay? Because the blessing and the silver lining, but you got to get back and you got to focus on it. What's the lesson in this? What am I supposed to take with this to turn this tragedy into a triumph? So keep that in proper perspective. Yes, the blessing is in the lesson. You turn that tragedy into a triumph and those lemons into lemonades. So I hope you appreciate that message today. And what I want you to do right now, I want you to like, I want you to comment, and I want you to tell me your story. Everybody's got a story. Tell me about a so-called tragedy that changed into a triumph. Let me share this last one with you, because it just came to me, which was really a cute story. There was a gentleman, no, it was a woman. She got into a major car accident on the highway. And lo and behold, a man came up to help her through this whole tragedy, with her car and things of that nature, etc. And do you know, a year later, they got married. She met her husband from a traffic accident, a car accident. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So don't ever look at something that's so-called bad, that you've been cursed, and it's in Murphy's Law. No, the only curse that happens is when you give it a curse. You immediately say, oh, I know this is a blessing. Okay, God, I'm listening. What is it that I need to learn and know? Okay, so let's do this right now. Let us put our prayers and meditation. Dear universe, heavenly, gracious Father, Mother, God, please teach me every time I so-called have a bad experience or a tragedy that happens in my life. Teach me the blessing and the lesson first and foremost. I know that I'm not being cursed. I am being blessed. And that's what I focus all my energies on. And I say thank you for the blessing in the lesson beforehand. Peace, light, and love. Amen. Ashe. And with that said, peace, hetapu, namaste, everybody. Have a fantastic day.